Well, good morning, children. I'm back with my second video for standard ninth, or rather third video for this month. This is The Lost Child, written by Mulk Raj Anand. Mulk Raj Anand, a prominent writer and got numerous awards for his writing. He was known for his path-breaking thoughts. He was known for predictively leaving the story unended when he had already conveyed his point. This is a story of a small town, or even shall I put it the way that it is about a small village people who find pleasure in small things, and a village child, who find these small things very attractive, and he gets easily distracted by them. At one moment he likes one thing, and another moment he starts rooting for the another one. And the child gets lost to realize the thing that was valuable to him was always with him, but he never realized the worth while he had it. Once he lost it, he realized that, and all he wanted is to get it back. So let's start with a little introduction to the chapter. The Lost Child is the story of a small child who gets lost in a fair. He had gone with his parents to the fair but loses them when he gets engrossed in looking at the roundabout swing. The story highlights the bond of love and affection that the child shares with his parents. Before losing them, he had been demanding different things like sweets, balloons, flowers, swings, etc. Once he loses them, he is picked up by a stranger. The stranger tries to quieten the child by offering him all these things that he had demanded from his parents, but the child does not want them anymore. He wants his parents first. Now the summary of the story. It was the season of spring. People of the village came out of their houses in colorful attire and walked towards the fair. The child, along with his parents, was going to the fair and was very excited and happy. He was attracted to the stalls of toys and sweets. Though his father got angry, but his mother pacified him and diverted his attention towards other things. The child moved forward, but once again lagged behind because his eyes were caught by one thing or the other, every now and then. As they moved forward, the child wanted the various things on the stalls. His mouth watered seeing sweets decorated with gold and silver leaves. He wanted his favorite barfi, but knowing that his parents would refuse on the ground that he was greedy, he walked ahead. Then he saw beautiful garlands of gulmohar, but he didn't ask for it. Then he saw balloons, but he knew very well that his parents would deny due to the fact that he was too old to play with balloons. So he walked away. Excuse me. Then he saw a snake charmer and a roundabout swing. He stopped to ask his parents for permission to enjoy the swing. To his astonishment, there was no reply. Neither his father nor his mother's were there. Now the child realized that he was lost. He ran here and there but could not find them. The place was overcrowded. He got terrified, but suddenly a kind-hearted man took him up in his arms and consoled the bitterly weeping child. He asked if he would like a joyride, but the child sobbed, "I want my father, I want my mother." The man offered him sweets, balloons and garland, but the child kept sobbing, "I want my father, I want my mother." Now, let's take a paragraph-wise explanation along with the words that I think are relatively new, and meanings of them too. So we begin with the first paragraph. You see three words that I saw. One is a phrase and other two are words. So the story is set in spring season. As the winter season had just ended, all the people came out of their houses. They were cheerful as the chilling cold weather had ended. People conveyed through different modes: foot, horses, bamboo carts and bullock carts. A little child was accompanied by his parents. He ran excitedly and often banged into his father's legs. He was full of life, excitement and laughter. Now, wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys. It means in the winter season, the narrow lanes were full of shade. Emerged means to come out. Brimming over means something that is full is about to spill. The child was attracted to the toys which were displayed at the various stalls. As he would be left behind, his parents would call him to come with them. Now lag behind, fascinated, and lined the way. You see the meanings that I have provided. We've gone to the third paragraph. The child was obedient and would walk towards them on being called, but his eyes would keep on looking at the toys that he wanted. As he reached them, couldn't control his desires to buy the toy. He was familiar to the reaction that they would give. He knew that they would stare him, indicating denial to buy him the toy. The child knew the emotionless way in which they would stare at him. Fourth paragraph. The child was unable to control his desire any longer. He said that he wanted to buy the toy. His father's eyes grew red with anger. He looked at the child just like a cruel ruler who was trying to oppress him. The mother became emotional due to cheerful mood. Lovingly, she gave her finger to the child to hold and guided him to a place. He asked him to see what was in front of him. There was a vast field full of bright yellow-colored mustard flowers. They seemed like flowing streams of gold and were widespread. A group of dragonflies, black bees, and butterflies buzzed around, sucking the nectar from the flowers. The child looked at them as they flew around. When one of them sat somewhere, he tried to catch them, but the tiny creature would fly away the next instant. The mother called out to him as they started walking down the footpath. The child ran towards his parents. He walked next to them, but after a few steps he stopped to see the insects who were coming out of the soil. Once again the child was left behind. The parents called him. They sat next to a well under the shade tree. The child once again ran and joined his parents. As the child entered a shady forested area, he was welcomed by a shower of flowers. He forgot his parents and started collecting the petals that had fallen. Just then he heard the cooing of doves and was excited to see them. He started chasing the birds, and in the process the petals fell from his hands. This shows that the child got attracted towards the next thing. He forgot what he had been doing earlier. As they were about to reach the fair, the child saw a huge crowd of people walking from all directions towards the fair. The dense crowd scared him and he stepped back for a while, but the next moment he got attracted to the mind-boggling crowd of humanity. At the entrance of the fair, to one corner, a sweetmeat seller had set up a shop. He was selling various sweets like gulab jamun, rasgulla, barfi and jalebi. The sweets were displayed at different heights and were covered with foils of gold and silver. The boy's mouth watered when he sighted his favorite barfi. He expressed his desire to get one in a low voice because he knew that his request would be refuted by his parents. They would say that he was greedy for the barfi. As he did not expect that his demand would be fulfilled, he walked further. Excuse me again. The next stall was that of a flower seller. He announced that he was selling garlands of gulmohar flowers. The child wanted one of those. He walked towards the basket of flowers and again announced his desire to have one in a low voice because he knew that his demand would not be fulfilled. They would refuse to buy him the flowers as they would say they were cheap. Again, the boy walked ahead without expecting a reply from his parents. The next thing that the child came across was a balloon seller selling balloons of different colors of the rainbow. The boy was attracted to the shiny colors of the balloons and wanted to have them all. He knew that his parents would not buy the balloons for him as they would reason that he was too old to play with them. So the child walked further. Then he paused at the snake charmer who was playing a flute, and the snake was twisting its neck to the music. The snake had coiled itself in a basket and had raised its head out. It bent and moved its neck gracefully like a swan. It seemed that the music of the flute was heard by the snake's invisible ears and created the effect of waterfall on it because it swayed its neck in a similar way. The boy walked towards the snake charmer, but his parents had warned him to remain away from the unpleasant music played by such men. He walked further. Then he saw the roundabout swing. It was full of men, women and children who were enjoying the ride. The boy watched the people of the roundabout and then with a lot of courage expressed his desire to go on the roundabout. When his parents did not reply, he turned towards them. He saw that they were nowhere around. He looked around and behind, but his parents were nowhere to be seen. The boy cried loudly, jerked his body and ran here and there, calling out for his parents. He was full of fear and tears started rolling down his cheeks. As he walked and ran around, his turban opened and his clothes became muddy. After some time he gave up. The loud cries turned into mild sobs. He saw some people standing and talking and tried to find if his parents were among them. The laughter and talks of the people were meaningless for the child. He was simply searching for his parents. The boy ran towards the temple, which was crowded with people. He ran through the legs of men calling out for his parents. The crowd was pushing each other, and he neared the entrance of the temple. The boy got scared of the huge strong men who starred people with their murderer eyes and pushed them with their strong and big shoulders. The boy could have been crushed under the feet of men had his cries not been heard by a man in the crowd. He lifted the child. As the man got the child out of the crowd, he asked him how he had reached there and what were his parents' names. The boy cried even more and repeated that he wanted to go to his parents. The man tried to relax the child by taking him to the roundabout swing. He offered him a ride, but the child screamed and wept loudly that he wanted his parents. The man started walking back on the same route which the child had taken. So he took the child to the snake charmer. He asked him to listen to the nice music being played by the snake charmer. The child shut his ears with his fingers and screamed loudly that he wanted his parents. The man took the child to the bright colored balloons, hoping that he might get cheered by seeing them. He offered a balloon to the child, but he turned away and wept for father. The man tried to make the child happy and took him to the flower seller and asked him to smell the fragrance of the flowers and offered him a garland. The child refused to smell the flowers that he wanted to buy earlier because now his priority was to get his parents. Finally, the man took him to the sweetmeat seller and offered to buy sweets for him. Still, the child did not want his favorite sweets, but wanted his parents. So as you see, the child, after losing his parents, realized that the most valuable thing in his life was his parents. Although he was running after chasing every other new thing he saw, he found them attractive and forgot about his parents momentarily, unless and until they were reminded. When the parents didn't remind him that he was going astray, he got lost in the fear. So this is the lesson, this is the moral that the author was trying to convey. It's not important whether the child reunited with the parents or not. If you're a positive thinker, you will think he did. And if you are a negative thinker or a pessimist, you will feel that it was child's punishment to lose his parents because he didn't realize their worth when they were with him. So I will ask you to stay positive and think and like to believe that the boy actually got united. It was a small village, people knew each other. The chances of boy getting united with his parents was important. That this little separation gave him a big lesson of his life. That is, value the things that you have rather than running after things which don't belong to you. So that will be all for today. Thanks for being with me. All of you take proper care and stay safe during this COVID season. Till we meet again with my next video. Goodbye.